Welcome to What the Tech, the only show that gives it to you straight, no chaser. Today, we are tearing into one of the biggest promises of the AI revolution, a promise that, for a whole lot of people, is turning out to be a flat-out lie.
Look, you've been told the story, right? AI is the ultimate assistant, the superpowered sidekick that's going to make us all hyper-productive geniuses. But let's be real. What if it's actually doing the exact opposite? What if it's creating this soul-crushing mountain of extra work? Yep, we need to talk about the very, very dark side of AI at the office.
And this new corporate villain, it has a name, Workslop. You know what I'm talking about. It's that report that looks perfectly formatted or that presentation that looks super slick, but when you actually read it, there's nothing there. It's hollow. It's just AI-generated fluff that someone lazily copy-pasted, leaving a giant mess for someone else, probably you, to clean up.
And don't think for a second, this is just some rare little annoyance. New research from BetterUp Labs in Stanford shows that a staggering 40%, 40, of us have been handed this digital garbage in the last month alone. This is not a bug in the system, people. This is quickly becoming the system itself.
So who are the culprits? Well, it's really tempting to point the finger at our coworkers. And yeah, they're the biggest slice of the pie. But look closer. This garbage is flowing in every single direction. It's going up the chain from employees to their managers, and it's coming right back down from managers to their teams. It's an epidemic, and absolutely no one is immune.
So you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a lazy email. Wrong. So wrong. This Workslop carries a hidden tax. A tax that you pay with your time, your focus, and frankly, your will to live.
And this tax isn't small change. The research puts a number on it, and honestly, it's jaw-dropping. For every single piece of Workslop you get, it costs, on average, nearly 2 hours to fix it. Let that sink in. 2 hours of your life gone, spent deciphering, correcting, or just completely redoing someone else's thoughtless, AI-generated nonsense. And that adds up terrifyingly fast.
Now, let's zoom out. If you take that personal time suck and apply it to a company of, say, 10,000 people, that hidden tax bill balloons to over $9 million a year. That's $9 million of productivity just lit on fire. This isn't just annoying, it's a massive financial hemorrhage.
But the cost isn't just about time and money. Oh no. This is where it gets really ugly, because it's personal. When someone dumps Workslop on your desk, your opinion of them tanks. Over half the time, you see them as less creative. Almost half the time, you think they're less capable. And a huge chunk of you see them as less trustworthy. It is a slow-acting poison that completely destroys teamwork.
So, the case is closed, right? We blame the AI. We blame the robots. Time to get out the pitchforks. Well, not so fast. Because here's the big twist. The thing everyone is getting wrong. This isn't an AI problem at all.
If it's not the AI's fault, then whose is it? The hard truth, the one nobody in the C-suite wants to hear, is that the real sin here isn't some new tech. It's a catastrophic, fundamental failure of leadership.
See, the official story they want you to believe is that this is just a little hygiene problem. You know, some growing pains while we all get used to the new tools. It's a convenient narrative that lets executives completely off the hook. But the hard truth? Workslop is the perfectly predictable result of lazy management and completely broken corporate incentives.
I mean, let's break down why this is happening. You've got leaders shouting, use more AI from the rooftops, but with zero metrics for what good AI use even looks like. There's absolutely no accountability for the person who creates the mess in the first place. Companies have a weird speed fetish, where churning out garbage quickly is valued more than producing something thoughtful. And it encourages people to hoard their cognitive capital, which is just a fancy way of saying they outsource their thinking and make it your problem.
And all of this creates a sick little system we can call the Workslop economy. So who wins? Well, the software vendors, who get to brag about their usage numbers, and of course, the lazy contributors, who get to look productive. And who pays the price? You do. The coworker who has to fix it, the manager who has to waste time decoding it, and the entire company's ability to actually innovate, which gets smothered under a mountain of sludge.
All right, enough admiring the problem. Let's talk about the cure. And I'm not talking about some gentle suggestions or another useless memo. We need hardline, no-nonsense fixes. So here is the battle plan. Step 1, leaders have to kill the vague use AI mandates. Stop it. Focus on the quality of the outcome, not the tool used. Step 2, start measuring the pain. Track the rework time.
If Bob's report creates 2 hours of cleanup for Susan, that needs to be visible and Bob needs to be held accountable. 3. Demand context. No more black box AI outputs. Show your work, show your prompts, show your thinking. 4. Random spot checks, like a quality control line in a factory. And finally, the big one. Companies have to start rewarding actual, deep, critical thinking again, not just who can generate the most pages of nonsense the fastest.
So, when we cut through all the corporate speak, all the hype, all the excuses, what's our final, hard-hitting verdict on this whole mess?
Let's say it one more time so it's perfectly clear. Workslop is not an AI problem. It is a leadership problem, period. Pretending it's anything else is just letting the people at the top dodge their responsibility for the broken culture they've created. If you want to stop drowning in this stuff, the change doesn't start with your coworker. It has to start at the very, very top.
And that's the unvarnished truth. If you're tired of the hype and you appreciate analysis that actually calls it like it is, then do us a favor, hit like and make sure you subscribe to What the Tech. We'll see you next time.